Hi, everybody. My name's Heather. I'm with She Rise Studios, and we are live again today talking with another amazing author. Her book has just come out. So, this book, Redefining You, the author here, Amanda, offers a transformative guide for women seeking to reclaim their confidence and live authenticity, drawing from her own personal journeys of self doubt to clarity and purpose. So she presents a 4-step framework designed to help readers recognize past achievements, identify their true selves, envision their desired futures, and establish intentional habits to realize that vision. So, Amanda, thank you for joining us. And what can you tell the readers as they're going to embark on your journey of redefining you?
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, I'm so excited to be here, Heather. So thank you for the
Mhm.
introduction and just allowing me the opportunity to share a little bit about my book,
Mhm.
And I think, when I think about redefining you, I ultimately wrote Redefining You because I know firsthand what it feels like to chase success, to work tirelessly towards goals and milestones, and still at the end of
Mhm.
the day feeling like something is missing.
Mhm.
And for years, I had built a thriving career. I'd climbed up the corporate ranks in an industry
Mhm.
where women in leadership roles were few and far between. And in that, I was just determined to prove that I belonged in those rooms. And for a long
Mhm.
time, I thought that success meant never slowing down, never showing doubt, never letting anybody see that I was struggling. But as
Mhm.
I reached certain milestones, I thought that I would feel happy and fulfilled, but I didn't. And I started asking myself
Mhm.
some different questions. I started to say, is this really what I want? Because I had spent so much time trying to chase these external validations and
Mhm.
expectations, whether it was from
Sure.
industry peers, myself, that I never paused to think about what my definition of success actually looks like, right? And
Mhm.
when I came to that realization, it was very uncomfortable, but it was very powerful for me. And during the same time, I started having conversations with other ambitious women who, on the outside, just like me, were chasing so much success, but yet on the inside felt very stuck, very uncertain, and just disconnected from the life
Yeah.
that they were building, right? And that's when it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks that so many of us are living in a version of success that was never really ours to begin with.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's, why I decided to bring this book to life, because I wanted women to have a guide where they could break free from some of those outdated societal expectations that we all face and redefine success for themselves, but really truly just to step into the woman they were meant to be. So it's kind of
Mhm.
like that reminder that you're allowed to change and that growth is a part of your journey and that you don't need anybody's permission to
Yeah.
start living in alignment with who you really truly are.
Yeah. Well said. And it's true. A lot of times, growing up, or we have societal ideals of what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to do it. And I don't know what it is that clicks for most of us, as we start to get a little older and they're like, wait a minute, am I whose life am I living here? Right? What's going on and why? And why do I think this way? And kind of, reframing that information. So thank you for showing people there could be a guide for how do you redefine you once you make that realization of, okay, wait a minute, is this really what I want? Or do I really care about everybody else's opinion? Or what is my opinion of myself and what I want to do now? What's my next step? I've made the rationalization. What do I do now? So I'm glad that you have this 4-step program. So you want to talk a little bit about, once you've made that decision, you have the right mindset and you're ready to start taking the steps, what is kind of the breakdown that people can find in this book?
Oh my gosh, I love this so much because obviously writing a book is a journey, right? And I
Mhm.
feel like I've
Yeah.
learned to redefine myself in the process of also doing this. But I think
Yeah.
at the end of the day, for me, I feel like redefining you, that it's more than just a book. I
Mhm.
think it's an invitation to, as I mentioned, step into that next version of yourself. But it's really for that woman who feels that she's outgrown certain parts of her life, or she just isn't really
Mhm.
quite sure what that next step is or how to move forward. It's
Right.
for a
Right.
woman who's me, a couple years ago, who feels like they're stuck in fear. There's all this self-doubt. There's pressure to meet expectations that no longer
Mhm.
serve you. And this book is
Mhm.
filled with so many real conversations, mindset shifts, and actionable strategies to help women move past those doubts, to start
Mhm.
making more bold moves towards that life that they truly want. And I share some really deep personal stories. It's kind of scary when you rip that Band-Aid off and you're like, oh, now
Yeah,
the
yeah.
world can see into my soul a little bit. But I talk about moments of self-doubt and career pivots and changing my
Mhm.
business and struggles with confidence and just the lessons that I've learned along the way, because I believe
Mhm.
that being vulnerable and honest is what creates that real deep transformation, both for what I experience for myself, but what I hope the readers expect, right? Or what they get out of
Mhm.
it. And
Yeah.
what I love most about this book is that it's really not about my journey, Heather. It's really
Mhm.
about helping the reader uncover their own path forward through guided exercises. There's some very thought-provoking questions that people are going to need to sit with, but those
Yeah.
step-by-step strategies that are in this book really empower women to take control of their own growth, so they can
Mhm.
expect to challenge those inner narratives, those self-limiting beliefs, right? They can
Mhm.
reflect on what success truly means to them, but they can really walk away with a roadmap for redefining their life and who they are as a woman on their terms.
Mhm.
Because my ultimate goal with this book is just to remind women that transformation doesn't happen overnight. And
Mhm.
just because it doesn't happen overnight doesn't mean that it has to be overwhelming. It happens through these small intentional choices that we make one step at a time. And
Mhm.
right now is the time to start. It's not waiting for that perfect time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you put in here some practical exercises that can really, help women look at what those societal expectations are that they may be putting on themselves and learn how to really just shed them off, embrace their unique selves, and, really take control of their destinies. Which is something that I think we have a hard time sometimes as women because initially we've been ingrained to a lot of times be people pleasers, a lot of us. So learning how to kind of step away from that and do things that are going to make us happy, and inevitably allow us to be the better version of ourselves for everyone around us, really.
Right.
So the book really serves as a lifeline for those striving to live more boldly, and unapologetically. So what is something you can, for people watching this now, they're like, gosh, I that's me. I'm in the spot she was in. I've realized I'm not sure, everything's the way I want it to be. And I know that I am a bigger person, a better person. I'm looking to make those steps and take those steps. Um, what's something that would you wish someone would have said to you when you're trying to make that transition?
Oh man. Oh, what a powerful question. I think it just would have been that you're allowed to change. Like,
Mhm.
you're allowed to grow, you're allowed to redefine who you are, right? It's like, I mean, as we've talked about, right? Like, so many of us hold ourselves back because we're afraid of
Mhm.
what people will think. We're afraid of making the wrong choice. We're afraid that maybe we're not ready. But the truth
Mhm.
is, there is no perfect time and there's no one
Yeah.
size fits all path. Like, that is such a huge message, especially when comparison starts to creep in, because the only thing that really matters at the end of the day is that you are listening to yourself, your wants, your needs, your dreams, and you're honoring the woman that you are becoming. Not that somebody else tells you that you should be. Like, I always
Mhm.
say we should all over ourselves sometimes,
Yeah,
especially
we
as
do.
women, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, you have permission to step into the life you want. And I wish that somebody would have told me that. And that's what I hope that this book
Mhm.
is, when somebody picks it up and it's like, you don't have to check off every box to be successful. You don't have to prove your worth to anybody. Like, you were already worthy, you were already capable, and the
Yeah.
life that you want, it really is within your reach. You just have to believe that you deserve it.
Yeah. These are all great points, and I truly hope people are listening and hear them. And so, for those women out there that are ready or wanting or really just needing to take these steps, you can get Redefining You now on Amazon, just a few short weeks on all different retailers, as well as in paperback form, where you can really pull out the highlighters and take your notes and do the exercises, not just read about them, um, and use this as an opportunity to make 2025 and all the years ahead everything that you want them to be. Amanda, thank you for joining us. Thank you for writing this book and being, transparent through that journey. And like you said, writing can be a challenge all in itself. I think we find it therapeutic at times, but it definitely can be a challenge.
Mhm.
So I hope you found it to be a nice growing process going through it with us. But thank you for saying yes to She Rises and bringing your story where we can help you go down this journey. Any last words of wisdom that you want to share with people listening?
Oh, I mean, I think I've hit on all the highlights. It's just I truly hope that if anybody is courageous enough to pick up this book, because staring back at yourself and asking yourself the tough questions is
Mm,
not easy, and it takes time, but it really does take courage. And I hope that you know that you can do it. You are capable of reaching and becoming the woman that you want to become. You are capable of creating the life that you want to create, and that this growth is ongoing. You're never going to reach a final destination. There's never going to be a point where you're like, this is it. It's just this continuous path of growth that you're on. And as you and I have chatted about, it's something that I'm very proud of with this book. And I hope that anybody who picks it up can continue to take these steps through the rest of their lives to just continue to redefine themselves as they move through different seasons.
All right. Well, thank you very much for creating this book. And if you want to reach out and, this just speaks to you while you're reading it, Amanda's information's in the book because she's willing to help you take these steps. She's been there. She's still doing it, as we all are. So thank you, Amanda, for joining us today. Thank you for those listening live or watching the replay. Go get your copy of Redefining You. Stop putting you off and put yourself on that front burner instead of that back burner, and let's start making some changes and moving to that life that you already deserve. All right, Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. And I can't wait to have another conversation with you when we do our author celebration for this book and our discussion panel. We can dive into this topic a little more. Thank you.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.